looks good. That looks live. That gives us enough space. Welcome to a little bit of back breakdown. My water, always have your water. I broke down the squat. I am breaking down the exercises. This is sort of the goal. It's not about being able to do 100 pull-ups and kips, and it's no ego. There's not ego here. There is, what are some tools? What can we use? How far do we have to go? Do we need to break our bodies? Like, what is our purpose to what we're doing? That is the very first thing I look at. And even built into our purpose, this is why it gets super complicated. The information I can give you, you can work out with. You'll need a higher end of it. That's where those of us that work on that end, you're going to need that because we understand the depth of it. I'll tell you why. Because you need to know it in a fashion that you can utilize it, that you won't break your bodies, that you don't need to lift it in an ego, that it's purposeful. That's it. That's what you need. One of the misconceptions is when we hurt ourselves when we're younger, that we heal 100%. And we're not sure. We don't know. The science changes every day. What I teach you today is wrong tomorrow. We see people that are in their 50s and 60s, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, when I was 23, I did this, and now we're seeing the damage later. So it plays into when you hurt yourself when you're younger, you're doing something that you're compensating for to get it better, which means you're overworking something. You're doing something to your body. You pay for that in the future. So don't do that. Do you, do what you can do, learn some techniques, learn the foundation of it, and just let go of the ego. You don't need it. This is why. Look at how in depth that is. Somebody says 640 muscles. Where are they? I'm like, oh my gosh, people. Right? There's your 640 muscles. Do you really need to know that? Not unless you're a surgeon. Ooh, there's the back. Ooh, there's the back. Look at how complicated that is. I'm going to try and uncomplicate that. That's what my classes are about, is to uncomplicate that to you. So that was a nice anatomy look at that, right? Here's a book that we see out in the industry quite often, Strength Training Anatomy. These people run a whole bunch of series. No, I don't sell these books. No, I don't make any money off these books. So it's called, it's too funny. I just got to say it. The Strength Training Anatomy comes in a women's strength training anatomy. You can get golfing. You can get tons of different books on this. It's actually pretty cool. My students actually really like these type of books. So this particular book shows you a little bit about anatomy. Looks like this. I'm going to show you the back so you can see that this is what I can use for my guys that are trying to learn it. They're all trying to learn, right? And that's the process, is learning to it properly. So I'm going to come to the back. And as this book has it, one of the things I like about this book is it shows you the errors that you could make that could cause an injury to your body. Yellow pages. 2, want to see what, 2, I'm never looking like that and I don't care. Just saying. But it tells you everything. Tells you muscles, tells you everything. So this is a consumer book, which is pretty hard to understand if you don't know a lot about muscles and everything. You just look at the technique and go. And then we have the science end of it. So let's look at the back and let's talk about the back. I'm going to break it into just as basically simple as I can get it, like my barbell. As simple as I can get it. We need the body to do pretty much 3 things when it comes to the back. Probably 5. I'm not going to make it difficult. We need to pull down. We need to pull back. And we need to extend back. Now, if you add something to that, you're adding rotation to each one of those movements, and that's what adds the extra exercises. We're down, we're back, and we're up. Yes? Down, back, up. Done. We could go. Just kidding. Right? It's that simple. Down, back, up. So we need to pull down. In the class this morning, what we did is we did the lat pull down. Correct? We had this band. I'm going to kneel just so you can see me. We had this band. We kept tension. The tension was on top. The lats are down here. by creating the tension and pulling it against those lats. We're learning muscles this week, everybody, so you'll see how that all goes. The next session coming up is about this, right? So you see that's working the lats. So that's pulling down. Pulling straight down like a lat pull down. This is moving tension on the lats. I could take the stick, I could pull it apart, hold tension, and now when my lats are moving, it's got tension in it because I have hold tension. So I'm pulling down. The pull down is a lat pull down or a pull up. You have a choice. You can pull your body up or you can pull the bar down. You can pull the body up or you can pull the bar down. That's your options for that. Okay, so pull up, pull down. Now, in your house, you could have a pull-up bar in the bathroom, pull it up on the trees. How about out in the parks, which we're never going to get near this summer, to do the pull-ups there? You could do pull-ups. Now, unless you have really strong, small muscles, building on pull-ups will compromise the integrity of your shoulder. So if you have anything in here that's not good, and you start cranking on pull-ups, you're going to find everything in here starts to go sideways. So try other methods. We try that lat pull down. So we have a band for the lat pull down. The other way of looking at it is that we need to pull this way. And there's many things we can do to pull this way. Correct? Think about it. I could bend over, take a weight, and pull. I could put a band in front of me, step on it, and pull. I could tip over and pull. The idea is that the weight needs to be opposite of the muscle against gravity. The weight needs to be opposite the muscle, so the weight needs to be in front against gravity. You ready? You ready? I got it. So the weight needs to be in front. How am I going? Oh, I got it. And now in front against gravity. And I pull. Now you are fixing posture. Both of your arms have to pull. Your chin stays back, core is tight. You can change your palms on this. Shoulders back. You can do a narrow row. Do you get the process of that? You could make that harder by sticking a ball out under your feet and doing those pulls. So you could go upside down and do a pull. I need gravity opposite me, and that's exactly what I did. I put gravity opposite the weight through I'm pulling. Okay, right? Ta-da! No, don't do that. Ha! Just kidding. So we can pull. You could use a barbell pull. A very common exercise is the dumbbell row, correct? So this is my little bench here. I'm at home. A dumbbell row. We should make sure to get the technique first. There's lots of ways to do it. Not right or wrong. Just different ways. So on my bench, I have my hand. I have my foot back there. And do you notice my back is straight? I'm not here. So I'm not here and I'm not doing this. The first thing I got to do is get my chest parallel to the floor. So that means that somewhere in here I got to bend this. I got to get that out of the way. But I've got to get my chest parallel to the floor. So I can't be here with my hip hiked off on an angle. Do you see that? That's probably the number one error, is that we're here and we're off to the angle and then we're pulling. Whereas we need to be straight down and pull from there first. Foot out, abs are tight, shoulders are back and down, chin is tucked, shoulder blade, shoulder and elbow. Shoulder blade, shoulder and elbow. Breathe out and in. Breathe out for 2 and in for 2. Keep the abs tight. Breathe out for 2. As soon as those shoulder blades come together, you're done. That's it. It's not about how far the elbow goes back. It's the shoulder blades coming together. Core is tight. Breathe out. Keep the chin back. Don't let those hips go. One more time. Breathe out. And in. Okay. That's how we do a dumbbell row. So hips are square. So then you will see people rowing like this. Their hips can stay square. You can do a bent over row. Down, back, up. Thing is when we come down, we can change our angle of our hands. So we can come down this way, we can come down this way, and we can come down this way, correct? That means that we can come this way, come this way, come this way, correct? So that means when I tip over, I can go. Do you see how you can get so many exercises out of simple movements? Simple movements. So if I did the barbell in the position where I pulled against it, how can I get it in the position where I'm pulling it from the ground? Because that would work my back. Okay, let's try. Here's an at-home tool you can buy. They make them, it doesn't have to be about a brand name. It's the easiest thing you can possibly get to make a really functional weightlifting in-home gym. That goes in anywhere. You can throw it on the ground. I've got 4 plates down here. And it sits in there, just like that. Then I have my barbell. Sits in there, just like that. Yes? Move my racks. Now I have a grenade. Oh! Woo! Now I can pull. How can I pull on this? I could pull this way. I could pull this way. I could pull this way. Yes? Woo! I got a few. I could even pull just rows, correct? And you might think, I don't really want to row that from the ground. I might hurt my back. Look at these boxes. Done. Me and Sunny should be a team. Not a deadlift, but row. One, I don't know why this is on here. Probably because I had no place to store it, and I'm a picky gym cleaner. It's probably from doing this one. Oh, always hurts my hips. So, row. Shoulders back, core is tight. Down we go. Up goes the bar. Tip, up, we pull. Squeeze shoulder blades, release. Squeeze shoulder blades, release. Core tight. Yes? That could be a row. You don't even need a grenade. Even though I have that, I could easily throw anything on the end of that and just pull on it. Simple pulls. You need to come down, so you have a choice. Lat pull down or pull up. I'm going to use that on the video forever. We can then pull barbell, kneeling dumbbell, inverted row. Those are all pulls. What we haven't talked about is that we can actually just pull. Nobody likes to do that. I don't know why people don't like that exercise, but we hate it. Just so I can have a really good visual, I'll try and get the best color. I'll use red, because red tends to stand out. What about your reverse flies? How are you on your reverse flies? Core tight, shoulder down, puke in the bucket. Right? That's the cue. Abs are tight. You have options. If you put your hands like this, watch what happens to my shoulders. You see that? That's called compression. Don't do that. I say that 100 times a day in a gym. I have shoulder impingement, you think? Don't do that. And then what we do is we do things like, oh, this drives me nuts. I may never go back to a gym, people. Then we do this. Watch. Okay. If you cannot control the weight, don't lift it. Not palms down. Try palms in, tuck the chin, squeeze through the elbows like you have no hands, and release. Breathe out through the elbows like you have no hands, and then release. If you have shoulder problems, turn the palms up, not down. Up, and make the space of the shoulders so you can get the back area without straining the shoulder joint. Open up the shoulder joint. Never palm down. Never palm down. Just don't do that. So palm up. Think of every single thing you can do there. Straight across. Right? Straight across. Arms straight. Straight across. Straight across. That is a band fly. Here's another band fly. Off and side them up, pulled on. Right? That's a band fly. You could do the dumbbell fly, the band fly. You could do practicing, if you're not good at it, because the stick is this way, not this way. The stick fly. As soon as you put the stick out, and it has to balance that way, you feel the weight and you have to control the muscle. So if your shoulders are really unstrong, why am I worried about offending people? If your shoulders are weak, try this. Sticks, 2 of them forward. As soon as you pull them out, they try and do that. Keep them open. And focus on keeping the front of the sticks tipped up. That's what you want to practice. Okay? So that's a reverse fly. So we could fly it. Pull, pull. Elbows, elbows. But the fly is different than any other back exercise. Why? Because when we're pulling, we have the shoulder girdle, the shoulder, the elbow. When we're pulling this way, we have the shoulder girdle, the shoulder, elbow. But when we fly, we have no elbow. We have none of this going on. So we've got nothing to help it. So it becomes a more isolated movement because we don't have the elbows doing the pull to help on the biceps. So the biceps taken out of the picture. So the longer you go without the bicep, the harder the muscle's going to be. And then when we think about that extension, so again, we've done pull, pull, back. Now to think about the extension going on, which is the lean up portion. The automatic go-to for everybody, wherever my water is the deadlift. Yes, I agree. Everybody should be doing a deadlift. I am 100% agreeing on that. I am also very confident that most people can't. Because you don't know how. You just don't. When you sit, and we are a sitting society, when we sit, our back rounds, that's our back, and we're locked here. And then I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stand up out of the way barbell. So now let's say I sat there for 8 hours. Look at how I get up. Tucked under, and then I stretch my back out, right? So I'm still tucked under. And then I'm gonna go down and do a deadlift. You need to do a lot of warm-up, a lot of stretching, a lot of movement before you actually do full-on deadlifts. And I would say that lifting heavy on the deadlifts is a really good way to wreck your back. So functionally, unless you need to lift super heavy on a deadlift, ask yourself the question why you're doing that and what type of weight you need to lift. Because I'll be honest with you, this is more of the deadlifts that I would like to do. I would like to do a deadlift where I'm here and I'm pulling that weight towards me and then I'm moving it up. That's my deadlift. Did you see that? So that's over there. I'm going to pull that towards me and then I'm going to pick it up. I'm definitely not going to do this. And in classes, in group fitness classes, we have taught you this straight leg deadlift. Oh! And we have cued it so badly. So badly. Yes, the deadlift gets the lower back. And it can be classified as a leg or a back exercise. If you have, if you're not super strong in the back, don't do deadlifts on back day. Just don't, because you need to use your back to strengthen it in a different fashion. You see me doing things. You could do this. This is a sand bell. Again, you can just sand sack. It doesn't matter. You can use a dumbbell. You can use a band. Look at me collecting all my toys. You can use a band. You can use whatever the heck you want. You could use a can. You could use a jug. I don't care. Whatever has weight, it is irrelevant. We make such a big deal about what we have for equipment, but we don't need to. We need to do this. We need to keep the chest open. Sticky, sticky. We need to keep the chest open and do this. That's what we need to do. That tells me that my back extensors are working. This is what coming up extending is back extensors. This tells me that I don't know what's working. So this tells me my back is flat, that those extensors are extending me up. The further this stick goes out, the harder those extensors have to work to keep flat. So the further the weight goes away from your body, chest, head, arms, so you can use this to increment your deadlift and get your back strong. Here we are. Down, out, in, lift. That's a deadlift. Core tight, knees soft. Down, out, right here. Now I can feel my extensors. Why? Because my extensors are directly opposite of my weight. It's like facing my weight. Facing my weight, over the tabletop, shoulders back, core's tight, get that weight back up. Right? And then to make it harder, I can feel it there hanging, I'm gonna make it harder, and then up. Beautiful. That's back extensors. This is back extensors. I know you don't feel it. You're like, that's arms. I'm like, arms and back extensors. Both. Anytime we put that weight out in front of us, I know I can feel it all the way down my back. 2. Just to make it easier on one side of my body. I'm going to tip over. I'm going to put that in front. All I'm going to do is keep that arm long and I'm going to stand up. My lower back extensors, I feel them. Stand up. See how I kick my hips back? Back extensors. Back extenders extend the back up. So a Superman would be working the back extensors. The Superman. You do not have to come up hard and heavy on those. You just need to come up. Standing is a very functional exercise for working the back extensors. Very functional. Say you did not have weight. As soon as you pull the stick apart, you feel those lats engage. When these muscles can't do the job and they're holding, these ones are working, okay? So I hold my big ones while I work my little ones. Core tight, pulling the stick apart. Hold my big ones while I work my little ones. The only way to get stronger on these exercises is to work the little muscles. So the big muscle I'm talking about, and you hear me repeating, is the lat. We have rhomboids. Lats are our big ones. Traps, right? So these are all, these ones here, rhomboids, traps, all these big muscles. Extensors run all the way down, all the way down here, that is the back, all the way down, and all the way across to pull your back, to get you into an extended position. And it's those ones we need to work. So you'll see people on this hyperextension bench in the gym, and they'll be doing this. Up, and up, and up, and up. I have never seen any worse technique than on that one. There's no swing and there's nothing. When we do that extension through the spine, we stop, we engage, push the heels down, tuck the chin back, pull the belly button in, and then push the heels and tip through the glutes. That's it. Again. Hinge, shoulders back, heels down, core tight, hinge. That's your extensors. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm not covering the core end of it. I want to keep this nice and simple. So you have lots of tools and lots of options. You need to pull down, pull back, and extend. The extra to that with the shoulders, if you don't have shoulder issues going on, is definitely really strong reverse flies. But those four should get us what we need. And again, if you avoid the reverse flies, you get too heavy on them, your shoulders won't actually be able to get really good at it. And why is that? It's because we don't work our rotator cuffs. No, this is not what I want to work for my rotator cuff. But we need to work these small muscles. So lats, rhomboids in between, traps come up here. Your number one coaching cue for the back. Here it is, here it is. Lift your shoulders up, back, and down. I want you to elevate, retract, and depress. Go back into the classes. I taught you guys that. Elevate, retract, and depress. It's called downward scapular rotation. And the butterfly bones come back and they push onto the spine. So they're on your back and they push onto the spine. That's called downward scapular rotation. If you pretend you have no hands and you just have elbows and you squeeze that down and back, that is downward scapular rotation. You want to settle into that motion before you do any pulling. So any questions on any of the exercises, let me know. I've got barbell samples that I can show you. If you've got a barbell exercise, I can literally just come on for 2 minutes and break the exercise down. You can say, Kim, I was shown this exercise, or Kim, I saw this exercise. What do you think of that? How do I fix it? How do I make it for my body? And is it productive exercise? We really have to know that what we're doing is correct. And just because somebody has decided to teach online and teach you, and I've seen 1,000 of these, you guys, 1,000. I'm a coach. I don't even know what that means. What I am is sort of a movement specialist. I know how to tell you safely and accurately how to move your body. I am never going to give you a booty band that you put around your legs and you do this for, because that is literally killing our population. And I will never do that. And that's probably one of the biggest things you see happening on the internet. So get the questions in there. Ask them to me. I go look them up. You know me. I'll go look them up. If I don't have the answer, I'm going to the people that do. And we'll get you the exercises. So we've done squat. We've done some back. Shoot the next one out to me. If not, I'll be going to chest. True Northwest Academy, up on the YouTube. Share, like, subscribe. Get them up there. And you can hashtag replay this anytime. Invite people into the group. If you know somebody that can use the information, invite them into our group. Have a good day.